Hello all, welcome to the first video of Computer Systems and Organization. In this video, we'll be learning about the basic computer organization. Before going deeper into the subject, we'll learn some terminologies related to computers. Hardware. Hardware is the physical electronic components that of a computer. That means the components of the system on which we can touch and feel. For example, keyboards, monitors, printers, etc. You can touch and feel them. So those parts are known as the hardware. Next is software. Softwares are recorded instructions and programs that governs the working of a computer. So whatever instructions that are going inside the computers, we don't see them, but we know that they are there. They do different operations inside the computers and make the computer solve some real life problems. So that is known as software. Now, next is program. Program can be defined as a set of instructions to carry out a specific task or achieve a special work goal. Coming to the term computer, it's very familiar to you all. Computer can be defined as an electronic device. It can be programmed to accept data. Data, what do you mean by data? Data is whatever you are giving into the computer can be considered as a data. And this data is being processed, and processed data is shown to you through some output device. Now, what happens to computer systems? The computer, along with all the additional hardware and software, is known as a computer system. So, your computer system consists of all your computer alone. In addition to that, whatever hardwares you are adding and whatever softwares you are adding to the computers constitutes the computer system. Now, this is a basic block diagram of a computer which shows that you have some input devices or you have some output devices, and there is a main central processing unit, or we call it as CPU or we call it as processor. And you have some storage devices too, secondary storage devices too. So this is a basic block diagram of a computer. You can learn the details in the next slides. So these are the main parts of a computer. That is, you have a central processing unit, you have some memory, you have some input device, output devices, you have storage devices other than the normal memory available in the system, then system bus. We'll see one by one. First one is a central processing unit. Just like a you can consider human body as a computer, and if brain, as if brain is there in our body to control everything that is happening inside our body, just like that the computer is having the central processing unit or the CPU. It is electronic circuitry that guides, directs, controls and governs the performance of the computer. And the main parts inside the CPU which helps the H doing all these things are arithmetic logic unit, control unit and registers. So what do you mean by this arithmetic and logic unit? Arithmetic logic unit is responsible for, is a part in the central processing unit which is responsible for doing the arithmetic operations or all the type of calculations and the logical operations. What do you mean by this logical operations? See, any operations which gives you the result yes or no, true or false, 0 or 1 is known as a logical operation. For example, you can ask, for example, 3 greater than 5. What will be the answer? No. So such type of logical operations are also happening inside the arithmetic and logic unit. Now coming to the control unit, just like see, my brain tells my legs to move from one place to another. My brain tells my hands to take one book from table and keep it another table. My hands receives the signals from the brain and it does according to that. Similarly, there is a circuitry inside the CPU which controls all the other parts of the computer. So that part is the control unit. Now coming to the registers. Registers are the temporarily it's a memory area or it's a small storage area where it stores the data and instructions and which are going to be executed. So the registers can be considered as the place where it stores the data as well as instructions temporarily, and from these registers they are taken for execution. So even during the execution also, to store the intermediate results, it can use the register. So these constitutes the central processing unit. Now coming to the input and output devices, all are familiar what are input devices. The devices through which we give the data to the computer is known as the input device. And the example for even now, I am using an input device to talk to you people, that is the mic. The sound that I'm telling is captured by the mic in my phone. So that constitutes an input device. When I am typing something, the keyboard becomes the input device. And when I'm scanning something or when I'm taking a photo, what happens? That scanning process is taking as an input. So camera takes the visuals. So all these things becomes the input devices. And coming to the output devices, what are the output devices? The process data, whatever data the computer is taking, is processed and it is transformed to your output, and they shows a result to you. So it may be through some printers, it may be through whatever I am telling now can be given to you through the speakers. So speaker becomes the output devices, printers become the output devices, even the display unit, that is maybe it's a monitor, maybe it's a display screen, maybe it's a projector, all these things are output devices. So now coming to the main area, which is the memory. Memory is a storage space of computer. Memory is a storage space of computer where it stores all the data, and it can be classified into two, that is main memory as well as the secondary memory. Main memory is also known as primary memory, and secondary memory is also known as storage devices. The main memory is a place where the system keeps its program while it is executing. For example, in your mobile you are opening, or in your system you are opening Microsoft Word. What does this mean? That a program is executing, or that application is running now. So while the program is running, it will be kept in the main memory, and when it is not running, it is taken from the main memory and it is free. The main memory is freed and it is given to the kept in the secondary memory. So in your computer, the hard disk is the secondary memory, and you have the main memory. We call that main memory as RAM. We use RAM as a main memory. So whenever I want some application to be opened, that the program of that application is taken and it is kept in the main memory. So secondary memory is, the main memory is volatile. What do you mean by volatile? When some unexpected power failure happens, it takes away the data. The data is erased from the main memory. So that's why when your system shut down without any indication, or just your power failure happens, whatever programs that were opened may not appear in the next time when you restart it. Some systems gives you the provision for saving it, but still in the main memory normally it is erased. When the power goes off, it is erased. So but even in the case of secondary memory, whatever is there, it will be stored in the secondary memory if there is power or not. Just like your pen drive, you are taking your pen drive, you have to store the data in it. The data will be there whenever, as long as it is there, as long as you are not erasing it. So that's an example for secondary memory. So coming to the system bus, see all these parts in the computers. We learned about different components in the computers, and all these parts communicate between them through electronic wires or electronic connections, and whole connections which are used for communicating between different parts are known as the system bus. Together, it's a collective name for these electronic circuitries. This is connecting wires from one component to the other component. We call it as system bus. And again, this bus are of different types. That is, address bus is there, data bus is there, control bus is there. All of them serves different purposes. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.